Ooh, how are you spending your time under quarantine? Today I'm going to show you how to use this time to feel freer and more empowered rather than confined and powerless. Because right now is a perfect time to discover where your freedom's really at. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. Coming up. Hey, welcome to the Power of Quiet, the portal through which you discover your true self, which is the source of all your happiness, all of your abundance, and all of your power. And what we do on this channel is show you how to access this great power that's inside of you and use it to create a wonderful, wonderful life. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed and welcome aboard. Now, boy, what a surreal time we're in right now. If you're like me, you're in quarantine mode, along with all your neighbors, or you're in hard lockdown, like you can't even go outside, they won't let you. But even if you can, everything's closed, nothing to do, can't really travel. It's like life is put on hold. So here we are, left to just sit around and wait this thing out. But boy, after just a couple of days like this, it feels like cabin fever is already setting in. Like, get me out of here. I'm ready for this whole thing to end. It's just a couple of days. Now imagine having to sit like this, stay at home for weeks, or even months, as they say. Crazy. So what do we do with this time? What are you doing with this time? You see, you have an opportunity right now to either make or break your experience and your life moving forward. You see, you can break it by making a choice to identify with your mind. And now, if you identify with your mind, look at where that leads you. See, your mind, it's this crazy negative voice in your head. It's always critical, always complaining, always worried. And it's always dwelling on problems. And it's this little voice that leads you around, that gets you to want to run and turn on the TV, get on the internet, something to fill up my time. But you get on these things and what are you exposed to? A bunch of doom and gloom. Everybody's talking about it. That's all that the conversation is. So you try to get a little bit of escape from this box that you're in, and it's just nothing but garbage out there. Just like there's garbage in here. You see, that mind, it's ready to be negative, and it's willing to stay negative. And if you keep indulging your mind during this time right now, it's going to drive you crazy. Now, you have another choice that you can make. Instead of listening to your mind and identifying with that thing, you can identify with something else instead. Something I call beingness. Now, beingness is a place of deep presence, just being really in tune with the now, where there's no agitation, no need to change anything. It's just a flow and a harmony, and there's no problem in beingness. And it's in this place of beingness where the mind takes a back seat and a greater intelligence in the mind shows up. An intelligence that just has instant answers. And this is what you can use to make sure that as you move forward in the weeks and months ahead, and after all of this is over and life starts picking up the pieces and building itself, beingness is what's going to guide you to coming through this whole mess a winner. Really come out shining. If you make this choice to identify with beingness now. And now is the perfect time to really look at this choice. Because something that Lester Levinson, the great physicist and spiritual master, used to say is use every down as an up. You see, right now we're in a big down. We're in a real critical situation. It might seem like it's just awful. But what Lester says is use every down as an up. It's not something to moan over, to cry over, but it's something to use. And if you use it the right way, you could use this down to catapult yourself into a higher consciousness and open up the doors to real freedom. Because here's something that's really clear. Your freedom isn't in the world. You thought your freedom was in the world. You thought it was in all your goals, your dreams, your profession. But look at how quickly all that gets taken away. Here you are. You're confined in your space. You can't move. You have no freedom. It's not there. Now's your chance to discover where your freedom really is. And if you use it now, you could really make a huge difference, a giant leap forward in your life. Are you willing to use it? If so, good, because that's what I'm going to show you right now. But first, just a quick announcement. Now, we have a 7-day retreat scheduled in May in Romania, and who knows? It might still go on. Everything might, blow over, might clear up, and we might be good to go. Might be nice and safe for us to go ahead and do that. So we're keeping it on the calendar, but we're also in talks with the people at the retreat center there. So if we do need to move it forward, they'll accommodate us. So for now, we're still set for May for the retreat, but I will keep you posted if things change. Now, whether this retreat happens or when it happens, regardless of that, I'm going to post a new 6-week class that will start in May. And this class is called Living Your True Purpose. This is a very, very advanced course. It's about getting clear and deciding what your true purpose is in life and to go for real freedom. And through this, you confront your biggest blocks, your deepest feelings that are holding you down, like your deepest fears, including the fear of dying that you're probably feeling a bit right now with the situation. See, we're going to show you how to eliminate that fear and all the other deep negativity that's holding you down so you can open up the path to real freedom and live like a master. So I'll put a link to it up here and also in the description below. You can check that out. And we'll be starting that in May. Now, let's take our first steps and make a difference in our lives, starting right now. Because right now we got some time to do this. All right? So first, right now, just let yourself get nice and relaxed. And close your eyes. And take a moment right now and observe your breath. Just watch yourself. Breathe in right now. And observe all the sensations, how it feels to bring the air into your body, feeling your body expand, the temperature of the air as it comes in and as it leaves. Notice if there's any wetness on your lips. Just really observe your breath right now. Pay attention to it. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. And in and out. And as you're watching your breath, you'll notice your mind gets a little bit quieter because you're just paying attention to now. You're just experiencing this now moment. And right now, just pay attention to your body. Notice if you're holding any tension in your body, in your back, in your shoulders. Sometimes we carry tension around, tense up our muscles unconsciously. We do it out of habit. So just scan through your body. Notice if you're holding any tension in your body right now. And consciously, now just let it relax. And bring your attention to your face. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw, your lips, your cheeks, your forehead. If there's any tightness anywhere in your face, just let it relax now. You see, we hold that tension unconsciously. We made a habit of it. But as soon as you become aware of it, you could just now be conscious and let it go. And bring your awareness, your focus, back to your breath. Just watch yourself now. Breathing in and breathing out. And in and out. And notice now. Just now. And notice how nice now is. And now, the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. It's just now. And because there's no past, no future, all problems disappear. There are no problems in now. Problems can't even exist in now. It's just now. And now's not so bad. So surrender to now. 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 And now, bring your attention to your mind and the thoughts that are running through your mind right now. They may be trying to figure out, how are you going to handle this situation? Are you going to keep your job, your business? Are you going to be able to pay your bills? Do you have enough food? Right? And right now, you really can't do much about that. Just now. So let go of trying to control that now. And if your mind is just going wild with thoughts, don't let those thoughts sweep you away. Just watch them. Don't grab onto them. Don't hold them. Don't fight with them. Don't try to get them out of here. Just let them be there and watch them. Just watch. Be the observer. Watch your thoughts. Watch. Watch. And just observe what your mind says. It's probably trying to figure out a bunch of problems right now. And it doesn't have an answer. So it keeps spinning around those problems over and over and over and over again. And who does that mind belong to? Who's right now aware of those thoughts? Only you. So that mind belongs only to you, which means you're the owner. And therefore, it's your choice to indulge and let yourself get swept away by those thoughts. And you could probably see in your time alone, you've been swept away by thoughts and getting on the internet, watching news and going, oh my God, it's getting worse and worse. And there's no solution, just getting stirred up. It's just thoughts right now. And here's the thing. You can't undo the mind through the mind. You can't rationalize or work out these thoughts. You can't study and come up with some great answer that'll solve all your thoughts. There's a much easier way. If you want to clear out that negativity so you could be open to see real solutions and feel real power and positivity. It's a real easy way. Now, from the neck up, you can't erase that mind. You can't undo those thoughts. The more you try to undo them, you create more. It's just like an entangled web, like quicksand. You just get caught up in it. But where you can undo these thoughts is from the neck down, in your feeling center here, which is your stomach and chest area. So think about something that is particularly distressing to you about what's going on. Maybe it's whether you're going to be able to make a living. Maybe you're thinking about some specific plans that you had. You had a vacation planned. You're planning a wedding. You're like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to cancel that. And that's a problem. Or maybe you're worried about your health. So think about something that's really troubling you. What are you dwelling on? Now notice, you've been dwelling on them for at least a few days, probably a little bit longer. And you haven't found an answer yet. It's just gotten more and more problematic. But now, just put your attention in your feeling center here, your stomach or chest. And when you think about this thing that's troubling you, notice if you have a tightness or contraction in your stomach or chest right now. You feel that? Like a clenching feeling? Like, "Urgh." And what that is you rejecting what's happening now. You're rejecting the now. See, what's going on in the world, it's in the now. And you're wanting to change it, aren't you? And you can't change it. You can't make it different because it is. It is now. And the more you try to fight with it, the more you get that clenching feeling. So you're trying to figure out what to do about the situation and you can't, and you don't like it, you want to change it. Notice how you feel. Now here's where you can relieve yourself and undo the problem. So wherever you feel this tightness or contraction in your stomach or chest, open up an imaginary door right in front of that. Just an imaginary door or window. And that contraction, it's like energy, like all knotted up, compressed there. But it's just energy. Now imagine this energy moving through the door. Just a little bit, just unwinding a little bit and going on and out through that door. Just imagine it leaving, whatever that looks like to you. Just imagine that energy going on out that door and more. And even more. And even more. And just open up that door and let that energy leave now. Just allow it to leave. And even more. And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? You feel it moving? And doesn't that feel nice? Do you feel a little bit lighter? You see, that's how you can just let go. Let go of the whole problem. It's that simple. You see, you feel a little bit lighter, right? Now, welcome up some more energy. Wherever that came from, just see if you can invite up some more. So you've been really, over time, you've become an expert at suppressing this energy, right? So all these things that are getting stirred up, all these insecurities and fears that you're confronting now, they're not new. You've had them inside of you. And it's just a situation in the world that's stirring up the negativity that you've already been bottling up and holding down. Now welcome up some more, wherever that came from. You don't need to keep holding that down. Because you see what that feels like. Ugh. So just open up and let some more of that energy go. And let it go even more. And 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 how do you feel now? Lighter? Better? Now, take a look at that situation, that story in your head that you were thinking about, and see if it's less true now. Not such a big deal. You're not so bothered by it. You notice that? Notice the difference? And that's showing you how easy it is to undo the problems in your mind. You see, the mind is a creative instrument. And whatever you focus your mind on is what you create. Now, we think we're focusing on solutions when we're looking at trying to resolve a problem. But notice, when you're thinking about that problem, trying to undo it, you're just like putting a magnifying lens on that problem. You're just looking at that problem, focusing on it. And that's all you see is a problem. And because that's what you're putting your attention on, that's what you continue to create. You can't help but create it. And you'll never find a solution. But you see now, you just let go of suppressing that urge to want to change the problem, which creates that uncomfortable feeling. You just let it go. And there is no problem. You're just back into now. Just me here. Me and beingness. And it's beingness that's going to find an answer. And that's provable. Now, take a look to see if you're trying to figure out how to deal with a situation, how to resolve a financial crisis that you think you're going to be experiencing, a health crisis that you might fall into. And see if you're trying to figure out how long this thing is going to go on, what's going to happen, what's the world going to be like in the aftermath of all of this, how long it's going to take to put all the pieces back together in the whole world. And you're asking your mind for an answer that it doesn't have. Does it know? It doesn't have a clue. But notice, you're relentless with it. Like, you ask your mind over and over and over. You won't let it alone. Give me that answer. Give me that answer. Let's look over here. Let's look over there. Let's ask this expert. Let's ask that expert. And nobody agrees. So you can't get an answer. And that leads you right back to your mind. And it has an answer for you. Its answer is, hey, you haven't been able to figure it out? Well, here's my advice. Beat yourself up. Right? Get frustrated. Get on edge. Indulge in some poor me story. Oh, I'm so screwed. Now you're doing that, right? You're indulging those thoughts. And you're making that decision to tell yourself, man, I am messed up. My life is a wreck now. Now, make no mistake, you're doing it. And if you don't believe so, I'll prove it to you. Now, first of all, can you see that you don't like your situation? You don't like where you're at right now. You don't like what's going on. And you're in it. Basically, you are beating yourself up because you're in the situation. You don't like it. Now, how does that help you to beat yourself up? Does it change anything? Does it make the situation go away? Does it make you feel better? No. And who's doing that? You are, right? It's your decision. So if it's your decision, you're doing it. And it's not resolving anything. Only making you feel worse. Digging yourself into a deeper hole. Now's the time to make a smarter decision. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be loving. Or I'm going to be negative. I'm going to beat myself up and keep indulging my mind. What do you decide? Well, I'm assuming you're deciding to be positive. So right now, can you take the first step and let go of beating yourself up? Let go of that poor me story. I'm so screwed. Could you let go of beating yourself up? Could you let go of wanting to change that? And could you let go of beating yourself up a little bit more? It's just a decision. Yes or no. That's it. You decide right now. Yes or no. Could you let go of disapproving of yourself? And could you let go of disapproving of yourself even more? And could you let go of disapproving of yourself even more? And even more. And even more. How does that feel? A little bit better? You see, you were doing it. You're creating the negativity and pulling yourself down. And once you stop, it's like, you're poking yourself. I remember an old Simpsons cartoon where Bart had he had a tattoo and he got it removed, so it was all raw and he had a Band-Aid on it. And Lisa was poking at him, going, poke. He was going, ouch, quit it. Ouch, quit it. Ouch, quit it. But that's what we're doing to ourselves. Beating ourselves up. We're going, ouch, quit it. Ouch, quit it. We're doing it. So you see, when you stop doing it, you feel better. Now let's take it even higher. Now, could you give yourself some approval right now? Despite what's going on. And again, this is just a decision. It's a decision. I'm going to be happy despite what's going on. Because that's my choice. Would I rather be negative or would I rather be positive? So could you give yourself some approval? And could you give yourself a little bit more approval? In other words, could you just like yourself? No reason. Just because. And could you like yourself a little bit more? And could you give yourself some more approval? And some more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And how does that feel? Better, right? Now that problem that you had in your mind, see if it's less of a problem right now. See if it's more possible to find a solution. You notice that? It might just be a subtle sense of, yeah, it's more possible. I feel more positive. Or you might even get a clear insight. Oh, I have a solution. I can do that. It's not a problem. You'll see something very clearly. But notice, this answer you get right now is immediate. It just comes from your intuition, which is different from your mind. So your intuition, that's coming from beingness, from a higher intelligence. And it's always right. Now, while we're in a clearer, more positive state, you see, when you let go like this, your eyes open up. You could see things more clearly. You could start to discriminate more. Instead of being on automatic, instead of just following your habits, jumping into anger, frustration, fear, just like that, without, any control over it. Now you have control. Now you're more in the moment. You can see things clearly and you can make smarter decisions. And from this point of view, you could probably see why now this is a really good opportunity to make a strong push to identify with beingness. Because when you're confined, you can't go out and do the things you're normally used to doing. You don't have all your games, all your distractions, all your toys to occupy your time. Now you're sitting alone, or you're just sitting in a confined space. And now, instead of being able to distract yourself with things, there's nothing here to distract you. So now you have to confront your feelings inside. Notice that? You see, when you get to have things your way, you get to go out and do the things you do, you get to run around, and there's lots of things in the world to take up your attention. And when you have your attention out there, you don't have to look at what's inside of you. All this stuff you've been carrying around, this negativity. And that's why when you look at the possibility of sitting here now for weeks or months, oh my God, that's going to be gruesome. Because it's negativity. I can't run away from it. It's here. But this is a good thing. Because now you can't run away from it. You can dive right into it. Bring it up. It's just energy. You saw how easy it is. Just open up and let it go. And you saw how you can make a smart decision to let go of trying to figure out a solution to something that your mind's not going to be able to solve. And you let go of beating yourself up for not being able to solve it, for being in the situation. And by giving yourself approval instead, that opens up real solutions, real love, lightness, and positivity. So what's your choice? What do you choose to do with this moment? Are you going to use it for freedom? Or are you going to use it to just go deeper into your mind and ego and get more entrenched in negativity, worry, panic, judging others? Oh, those government people, they're not being responsible. They're not doing the right thing. Or those crazy people that are going out and spreading the virus. I hate them. Right? What do you get with that? You just get to sit around with hateful thoughts, feeling negative, and it's your creation. And you've been doing this your whole life. So now is a wake-up call. We could see what you've been doing and make a decision. I'm going to turn that around. I'm going to identify with beingness instead. With just quiet. With now. So let's do one little simple exercise right now. Just say to yourself, I. 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 And say to yourself, I am. I am. I am. I am. And notice what you're experiencing now. Just saying I am, focusing on I am. Are you? Of course you are. And when you pay attention to that I am, it has no body, no face, no name. You just are. You always have been, and perhaps you always will be. So this part of you that you are getting in touch with when you say, I am, cannot be touched by any of the stuff that's going on in the world. It's impervious and imperturbable. So focus on that while you spend time at home, while you have time, and develop that. Now what I'll do is I'll put together a playlist, a virus playlist, a quarantine list of videos that'll take you through some experiences, get you more in touch with beingness, that'll take you through some cleanups where you can dig into your ego, remove some negativity, so you can use this time to free yourself and go higher and higher in your consciousness. And once this is all over, see, this good work that you're doing to lift your consciousness, this is going to take care of any problems that you're going to have facing. You're going to be in a better place to face them, to make better decisions, or even just find yourself in a place where everything's just perfect. You're okay, and life is great. Because this is what you get from connecting with the real you. All right? So keep working on this, and if you have any specific challenges, any real specific things that you're worried about, you have any problems, let me know in the comments below. I might do some videos regarding those topics that could help you out. So let me know how you're doing, how your releasing is going, how your happiness is flowing. Let me know in the comments below. And let's keep working together. Let's keep moving up. I'll see you on the next video.